Thanks for joining us on Live Lunch Break. I'm Rick Coster, and you're watching theday.com. Typically, you know how it works. Every Thursday at noon, we have some live music here in the Telegraph record store in New London. And on occasion, we make special exceptions and tape in advance, even though that contradicts the whole live concept. Because if we get a touring band coming through town and they're willing to work with us, we'll do it sometimes the night before. And that's the case today with a wonderful duo called The Sea, The Sea. And that's like water, not like vision, right? So
the ocean.
like the ocean. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit first. And this is Mira Stanley and Chuck E. Costa. That's almost like my last name, which is Coster, but it's not. Okay. First of all, the sea, that's not like naming yourself the Costa Stanley Band. What does it mean?
It comes from ancient Greek history, actually. There are a whole bunch of different references, throughout history that use that. But the one that we took it comes from this story where there was a city-state on the ocean that there was a big war happening inland, and they sent all these troops to fight. Most of them didn't survive. Things didn't go very well for them, and they had to fight the ones who survived had to fight their way back home, back to the ocean. So somewhere along their journey, when they got over a mountaintop, they could see the ocean. They knew they were a couple of days from home, and that they had survived the whole thing. So somebody cried, the sea," and that is sort of a cry of joy in Greek culture, and so we thought that was fitting.
I love that. And I believe that the nefarious parties in that story were the Spartans. Is that right? Could I be wrong? Well, here in New London where we are, if you guys go like a mile down Pequot, you can stand on the seawall and go, the sea, so you don't have to fight through a war or anything. Congratulations. You now have officially your first inaugural album out. Love We Are, We Love, right?
Yes.
That's a palindrome.
Yes. If you paid attention in English class, then you might know what a palindrome is, but it's a word or a phrase that can be flipped back and forth. So something like mom or wow is a palindrome, or do geese see God is one of our favorites. But love we are, we love, you can't flip all the words or all the letters back and forth, but you can flip the words. And so that still is officially a palindrome.
So see, is there a word like palindromic?
Yes.
Yeah, we looked that one up too.
You-
We described that song as palindromic, but before we did that, we looked it up to make sure that was
We didn't
legit.
just make it up.
So if I'd said it's palindromstinian, that wouldn't have worked. Okay. But anyway, so you come already with high praise. NPR, No Depression, American Songwriter have all sung your praises. How did that happen? Tell me a little bit about what that feels like.
Feels good. I mean, we've been playing for about 2.5 years together, and we've been working really, really hard. We've been, the first time we sang together, we felt there was something in our blend, and just kind of the chemistry between us was pretty obvious right away. But it took a lot of refinement, a lot of practice, and the songs too that we have on this record took a long time to put together. So we feel great about. We recorded this record about a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, and so we've taken a lot of time to really do the work, we feel was necessary, and so all of the positive stuff we've been getting the last few weeks has felt really great and really validating and all that, and it's pretty exciting. Yeah, yesterday was day one. Well, this is officially day one of the tour, so it's exciting.
Well, good for you. It's an excellent album, and we'll find out where we can get that at the end of the interview, because that's when it'll stick in people's minds, hopefully. But a lot of the work of the songs, as I infer it, require someone to take a leap of faith, and I think that probably goes beyond just the Kierkegaard leap of faith. Whether it's just a simple, we need to make this day-to-day decision, or you're talking about some major, maybe some life problems or family or stuff like that. How did you come up consciously with a concept like that, or did you realize, hey, a lot of these songs can sort of fit into that?
It was sort of something after the fact that we realized it was a thread through the record, but I don't think it was something we sort of inadvertently stumbled upon. We were both just, I think, going through a lot of those things in our lives, sort of transitional phases, and just coming together to play music together was sort of one of those leaps of faith. And so some of the songs on the record are sort of autobiographical, but I think just that idea about trusting intuition and sort of diving into the unknown, and sort of, waiting for hoping that the proverbial net will appear, sort of came through in some of the stories that we're telling. Do you want to talk about?
And I don't think it was until we actually listened to the record. We were listening to like the final master in the car before it was released, and we that was when it occurred to us. That's funny. This is definitely a thread that's going through the whole thing.
I was wondering if you want to talk about Ree Blah and sort of the idea about faith not being something. It's like sort of an all or nothing type of thing.
Yeah, there's a line in that song. Oh, well, sort of the chorus is what is it?
There's no such thing as having too much faith. There's only losing faith.
Yeah, and that sort of goes into that idea of a leap where you have to either jump or not jump. You can't go halfway, and it's sort of an all or nothing proposition with whether or not you have faith in something or have faith in a person even. Like, it doesn't have to be any kind of spiritual meaning of faith. Right. It's just sort of trusting, in whatever it is, even though you can't see beyond the darkness or beyond whatever it is that's in front of you. You just move in that direction anyway, so...
Excellent. Now, you sort of alluded to this a few minutes ago, but I'm always fascinated by the intuitive and natural quality of sibling harmonies, like whether it's the Wilson sisters or the Finn brothers or whatever. I've heard people, whether it was Dada in Los Angeles or Simon and Garfunkel. Have you ever heard of Dada? Y'all will love them. Okay. These two guys said, I think this would work, but they literally sat around and sang together for a year so they could sort of feel like it was intuitive, although it was trained, basically. But you guys' harmonies it's not just a standard root third or whatever. You got some intertwining stuff. Was it hard to get like that, or was it just sort of work from the word go?
I think it's been a little bit of both. The first time we sang together, I think part of the blend that we felt was also just, I think both of us have sort of inclinations to do certain things with phrasing, or we're just sort of pulled in the same direction. But it's also, I think especially over the past couple of years, the more and more we've sung together, the more in sync we've gotten.
Yeah, and the parts that we sing are, our technique, if you want to call it that, with arranging our harmonies is very intuitive. We don't talk about thirds and fifths at all when we're coming up with our songs and our parts. We just sort of feel it out. And Mira has a little bit more technical training than I do and that stuff. And I think we balance each other out in that way where we're willing to just sort of take risks because we're not consciously thinking about that all the time. We're kind of, I think we end up trying things that we might not try if we were purposely or more overthinking it too much. And so, yeah, we tend to kind of go with whatever feels good, no matter. And sometimes we don't even know what the interval is at all. A lot of the times we don't know what it is, but if it sounds good, then we keep it. And
it does sound good. It sounds real good. You just said you thought Mira might have a little more training, and I found it interesting that you, in 2011, were named the Connecticut State Troubadour, and you have an extensive folk background, where Mira comes from a study of theater and dance. Did those components work together instantly, or is it something like, wow, I sort of have this inclination or style, and maybe you had to make it work?
I mean, it wasn't hard, and I think the sort of melding together that we feel like we've done and we're doing more and more has taken time, But Mira has a singer-songwriter sensibility. I think she always has. Her dad's a great singer-songwriter. She grew up with that kind of thing, so that's always been in her. But the theatrical side of her has really shaped the C. I came from the sort of, I wouldn't say navel gazing, but you know what I mean, like not moving very much at all, and just focusing almost completely on the lyrics and the melody of a song, not really think of instrumentation or anything. And since we've been playing together, we've, as you'll see in the show, there's a whole lot more happening dynamically, and that stuff I think really does come from Mira's background, and it has really helped me grow as a musician, as a performer, and I think really is a big part of what our duo is.
And I would say when we started, I've always been very comfortable on stage, but it was a totally different animal when all of a sudden I was standing up and we were singing our songs together. It's different sort of when you're singing something that you wrote yourself. It's a different type of vulnerability, and not having this sort of memorized thing to sort of communicate with the audience. I think you're always connecting with the audience in theater, but it's a different type of conversation when you're just standing up and playing your songs and talking about them to the audience.
Perfect. We're talking with The Sea, and their brand new album out is called Love We Are, We Love. They're starting, or they're basically always on tour, but now going out in support of the record. It's going to take them through the prestigious South by Southwest festival in March. They promised to bring me food back from Texas, and I do appreciate that. Now, before we let them play, I do want you guys to be able to tell folks who are watching where's the best way to pick up the record, what's the websites, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you can get our CD and posters and T-shirts all at theseathesea.com, and then the record is also available digitally on iTunes and Amazon and all the places you usually find music up on the web.
Do you want me to pull it over?
Love, we are young, too old, too soon, too old, too young. Are we love? We are young, too old, too soon, too old, too young. Are we young? We are young, too old, too young, too old, too young. Are we young? We are young, too old, too young, too old, too young. Are we young? Are we love? Are we love? Are we? Love, what can be done with what's left behind? Troubled mind. Love, we are young, too old, too soon, too old, too young. Are we love? We are wise, too late, too young, too late, too wise. Love, what have we done? Was it a hammer or a fist, a feather or a kiss? Love, we are young, too old, too soon, too old, too young. Are we love? We are wise, too late, too young, too late, too wise. Love, what's done is done. We are on our own. Is it a earth or a stone? Love, we are young, too old, too soon, too old, too young. Are we love? We are wise, too late, too young, too wise? Are we lovely? Are wise too late? Too late? Too wise? Are we wise? We are wise too late? Too late? Too wise? Are we wise? We are wise too late? Too late? Too wise? Are we wise? Are we wise? Are we wise? Are we? Thank you. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks to the Telegraph for having us. And to
You are our favorite record store.
Well, this is the first of many shows we have in the next few weeks for the release of our record, and this is a traveling song, so it's appropriate. It's called Restless Heart. Was thinking about my restless heart. Was thinking about my restless heart. Yeah, I don't know what for. I'm not anxious, I'm not bored. I'm looking for a brand new start. The dream I had, it was the same. Sitting on that old westbound train. There was a young boy, he was selling snake oil. He said, here, take this for the pain. I never was one to believe in a quick fix, a remedy, oh, but I've got no ace up my sleeve. Took that train to the end of the line, through prairies and through the pines. There was a circus car and temptations at the bar and implications to disregard. I never was one to believe that being wild was the same as being free. Oh, I guess I've been that naive. Just thinking back to our front yard, the magnolia in the front yard. Yes, spring's coming soon and all its buds will bloom, the color of my restless heart. The flowers in the garden know just how they need to grow. They don't get confused, they don't need no walking shoes to get where they need to go. I never was one to believe that being wild is the same as being free. If I ever had an ace up my sleeve, it was you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, this next song is called In the Dark, and it's about driving a long way for a kiss.
Birds that fly in the dark, in the dark, in the dark. birds that fly in the dark? Are there birds that fly in the rain, in the rain, in the rain? Birds that fly in the rain. I can be selfish sometimes. Sometimes I can be selfish. Sometimes there's something I need to know. If I come back to Michigan, will we kiss again? If I come back to Michigan, will we kiss again? Simple things that I don't know. Some of them are, some are not about you. Simple things I need to know. Some of them are, some are not about you. They're birds that fly in the dark. They're birds that fly in the rain. If I come back to Michigan, if I come back to Michigan, if I come back to Michigan, will you let me kiss you again? Thanks.
This next song is called Fistful of Flowers. It's about a lot of things, but I think it's really about being okay with where you are in your life, whatever has gone wrong, and with whatever has gone right also, and sort of just being good with where you are and trusting that it's exactly where you're supposed to be. You've got a heart worth more than its weight in gold, and the mind to stay true to a gypsy soul. Hands that I cannot but hold. You think that I'll still be beautiful when I'm old. I've been wading through waves where the crickets sing. When the sky is so dark I can see everything. Maybe we're all spinning around a black hole, but I think that you'll still be beautiful when you're old. Love me not. We've got hours and hours and fistful of flowers. Once we planted a garden, but it didn't grow. Not what we wanted, 'cause the seeds had blown over the fence into the field. Oh, do you think it'll still be beautiful when we're old? Love me not. We've got hours and hours and fistful of flowers. think it'll still be beautiful when we're old? Do you think it'll still be beautiful when we're old? 'Cause I think it'll still be beautiful when we're old. Thank you.
Thanks. We're gonna do that thing that a lot of, I think a lot of bands do when they release an album. Play a tune that's not on the record. It's brand new that wasn't made in time, I guess.
Well, it's funny because, you know, the making of the record process can take a while sometimes, and by the time you actually get it out, you've got a whole bunch of other songs you want to play for people too. So here's one of those songs. It's a couple weeks old. When you come to me, let it be real. May the road rise to meet you. The wind in your ears. When you come to me, let it be known. We go with no apologies, or we go alone. When you come to me, let it be heard. A prayer that echoes every word. When you come to me, let it be brave, unencumbered by mistakes that we've made. All those shadows that we know, twisted on the wall. Oh, let them not make strangers of us all. When you come to me, let it be said that anyone else would have turned away. You came to me instead. Thanks. Wanna try that?
Yeah.
Cool. So, this next tune, we were talking to Rick earlier about the sort of theme that goes through this record, and about sort of taking a leap of faith. This song is one of the most obvious examples of that. We talk about how all the songs on the record take place sort of right before, during, or after that leap, whatever it is. Like you said, big or small, whatever the leap is. But this leap in this tune I think is a big one. But it's sort of that moment right before the leap. It's like when your feet haven't quite left the ground yet, but your mind is like way over the edge, has already gone, and it's kind of inevitable, but it hasn't quite physically happened yet. It's called Water Treader. Spent so much time in my mind under the cedar tree, and I don't know where you were when the world turned and I set that bird free, and the sky open wide, and I tried my best to breathe, 'cause I've been a water treader, lost at sea, been spending time, spending energy, and I have almost run out. I have almost run out. So I'm heading out. I'm heading out into the deep, deep. You left your key in the door. It wasn't for the first time, so I let myself in, wondering if what was yours was still mine, and the sky open wide, and I tried my best to breathe, 'cause I've been a water treader. Don't you see? And spending time, spending energy, and I have almost run out. I have almost run out. So I'm heading out. I'm heading out into the deep, Thank you.
Hold down. Yeah, I can get the banjo out. Do a little short and sweet one. Try water in that cup over there.
Alright, here we go. This is a B-side. This was almost was on the record. Didn't end up being.
I like to play it though.
love me, I tell you my heart. The one that I gave you, it's falling apart. Oh, it's falling, it's falling, 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 falling apart. Thank you. That's as hoedowny as we get. It's kind of a melancholy hoedown, but it's close.
But it totally counts. All right, we're gonna.
So quiet, my God.
They're just good listeners. This is I was gonna say a surprise mashup, but I guess it wouldn't be a surprise if I said. It's a song of ours called "Guess It Was," with a little bit of an old jazz tune we like to sing too.
Pack up all my care and woe. Here I go, singing low. Bye, bye, blackbird. Where somebody waits for me. Sugar sweet and so is she. Bye, bye, blackbird. No one here can love or understand me. Oh, what are luck stories they all hand me. Make my bed and light the light. I'll be home late tonight. Blackbird, bye bye.
Oh, the day had a half-life of 1,000,000 years, so I'm buried in the ground, right between the mountains, and watched as it sank down. You were saying something about something on the radio, or was it that you had to go? Oh, I thought it was the radio.
You said love was a question, the answer was everything. Did I know what you mean? Think you said everything.
Thought it was a radio. Guess it was, you had to go. Oh, the day turned over in its grave and made an awful sound. It rolled on through the valley and shook the earth around. You were saying something about something like a freight train. Could have been the evening rain. Oh, I thought it was a freight train.
You said love was a question, the answer was everything. Did I know what you mean? Think you said everything.
Thought it was a freight train. Guess it was the evening rain. up the mountain. Thought I heard you say something about how you have to let some things go. Could have been the radio. I thought it was a freight train. Guess it was just everything.
Thank you. Thanks. You know what? All right, we're doing another brand new one. This is I think it's called Pretty Penny.
Pretty penny in the wishing well, let the clouds roll away. Oh, my darling, I wish you well, but I wish that you would stay. Ooh, it's been a long time since I've seen you smile. Ooh, it's such a long time since I've seen you smile. Somewhere you tell me out there's a world so wide. But if that's true, how come we lose ourselves inside? Ooh, it's been a long time since I've seen you smile. Ooh, it's such a long time since I've seen you smile. Mind is spinning with the lonely weather vane. Whoever knows the winds knows them only when they change. Ooh. Pretty penny in the wishing well, let the clouds roll away. Oh, my darling, I wish you well, but I wish that you would stay. Pretty colors in the morning sky, will today be the day? Open my heart like a sail today, will today be the day?
Thanks. Well, we were talking to Rick earlier too about where we're from, which is not the easiest question to answer for either of us. But we kind of currently our stuff is near Albany, New York. But I lived here in Connecticut for a long time. Originally, I'm from New York City, but lived in Colorado for a few years. And I wrote this song with sort of one of those amazing nights like in mind where you kind of can look up at the sky. And we don't get them all that much here in Connecticut sometimes, if you're out in the woods maybe, or far away. But usually, you can see out in Colorado, you get away from any kind of urban area, and it's like you see every single star that's up there, and you
The
can
Milky Way.
Yeah, and the whole Milky Way and all that, and you can kind of it's like watching TV or something where you stare at it and
Caveman
you can't
TV.
stop looking. And anyhow, I had that kind of a night in mind, that kind of a sky in mind when I wrote this tune. It's called "We Own the Stars."
time, no worries when the engine whined. That night it finally died, just hitched a ride. Standing in the moonlight, everything we did back then was right. We felt like we would never die. We own the sun, we own the stars, reminded us of who we are now. They seem so far, they seem a part of someone else's sky. You were never in the kitchen, always outside in the backyard, cooking mud pies with dragonfly and dandelion songs. I sure made my share of mistakes. I used a shovel to cut the heads off snakes. 'Cause I was brave, I was strong. Standing in the moonlight, everything we did back then was right. We felt like we would never die. We own the sun, we own the stars, reminded us of who we are now. They seem so far, they seem a part of someone else's sky. We own the sun, we own the stars, we own the sun, we own the stars, we own the sun, we own the stars, we own the sun, own the stars. Oh, oh, thank you.
Got a couple more for you. This next song is called 10,000 Birds. Maybe. Let's see. This is the last song on the record, and it's inspired by a murmuration of birds. And if you don't know what that is, it's like the dance that birds do when they're migrating. Sort of, they look like a school of fish or something. It can be 100 of them or 10,000 of them, and they sort of swarm together and sort of look like one moves and then the rest of them all move together. We thought it was a really good metaphor for sort of the way that we're all in the world together, and how even the smallest actions can have really far-reaching reverberations in the world. So we really like to think of this as a song about being good to each other, because we think, you know, even those little actions every day, sort of treating each other well, are the way we can sort of counteract, save the world. We can sort of counteract all the negative stuff that's happening out there. So it's about being good to each other.
It was a sound, gentle thunder, 10,000 birds in the front yard, all together, all at once, taking wing to lift the silence.
side edges blurred. It was the thought taking wing, moves the other you, me. It was the sight, it was the sound. That one moves all together. A gentle thunder, edges blur all at once. 10,000 birds. Thank you.
Thank you.
I know we just sang a song about birds, but we have another song about a bird.
Mira has a past life as a as like a blues jazz singer. I believe she was a blues jazz singer in an actual past life, but in a past part of this life, she did a lot of that singing too. And anyway, I've been encouraging her to bring that back into what we do. So this is a song that we wrote a couple weeks ago.
I have to tell you, so it's a song about a mockingbird. And so when Chucky and I go on that road, a lot of times, especially in the summer, we like to do camping because it's a really fun way to see the country. And we were in this like really beautiful campground out in Kansas or Missouri, I think. And we had this great campsite, and it was on this lake, and it was probably about like 1 a.m. all of a sudden, where this like the moon was like so bright, and it lit up the tent, and this mockingbird started going crazy, and it was like the loudest thing you've ever heard, like a siren or something, and it went all night. And
it sounded like every single noise within like 2 miles amplified at the same time in your ear. It was so incredibly annoying.
And then we looked it up, and apparently mockingbirds are very territorial, and so I think we were in its space, and they like to sing when the moon is full. So, and I'd like to dedicate this song to that mockingbird. Ooh. Take it from the mockingbird, because you know you take what you can and you make it your own. Be it right, be it wrong, be it a dream or be it a song. Take time to listen for things that ain't true. And take time to take time to remember them too. And when the moon is full and low, you may find it hard to know where you are in all the songs you sing. It's part of you in everything that you hope for, all that you could. It'll be what you make it, it'll be what it should. Be it a mystery or you knew all along. Be Thank you.
Thanks. We'll do one more? We'll do one more song? All right.
Sounds good.
Cool. Well, thanks again to the Telegraph, Rich and Daphne here, and
And Rick and Carlos.
we're super excited to be kicking off this tour here. Yeah, feels right.
Yeah.
This is a song again. This is the first song on the album that again fits into this whole jumping off a cliff, making some sort of leap of faith kind of theme. The song came from the quick story behind it. The song has kind of a weird title. It's called Re-Blah, as in regarding blah. This is the subject of an email that I sent to my little sister, who was 16 at the time. She had sent me an email with the subject blah. Was having a bad time of it. Long story short, it was normal teenage stuff, but to her the whole world was horrible. And when she was asking me as her big brother to explain to her, or tell her that it's all worth it, and like tell her what the point of all this is. She kept putting all her faith into these people who she would trust and everything, and they let her down over and over again. And so I basically wrote her back explaining it was trust me, it's worth it. I couldn't tell her exactly what the point was, but I told her that wasn't important. This is the song, thumbs up that email. It's called Re-Blah. I'm not in the right key, am I? Or am I? No such thing as having too much faith. There is only losing faith. And why would you go to that place where you have lost your faith? You say sometimes you have too much faith in people. They have a way of letting you down. I say, don't be quick to judge those people, 'cause that kind of thing is a way of coming back around. You say sometimes it's all out of focus, and all of this chaos is bringing you down. I say, just let it go and love somebody, 'cause that kind of thing is a way of coming back around. Yeah, that kind of thing is a way of coming back around. There's no such thing as having too much faith. There is only losing faith. And why would you go to that place where you have lost your faith? Where you have lost your faith. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out. And thanks everybody out there having lunch or doing whatever you're doing.
Thank you.
Nice work.
Thanks, Rich.
Beautiful.